it's incredible. We've covered the students. We've covered everything that you have to put into this. We've covered the employer. I think we've dealt pretty well with the 360 degrees of what you're doing. It's really amazing the intersection that you have tapped into between experiential learning and technology, how you're bringing that to the classroom. I think what we still need to cover is, and you've alluded to it in some of your answers, but where are you going with all of this? You talked about kind of, you didn't really have, the chicken or the egg. You really didn't have a roadmap at first. Now you have a good idea. You put some markers on the board. What's next? Where are you taking this?
Very good, very good. Joel, thank you. This is a great question, and it fills me with excitement because, this is just the beginning of the use of this technology. As we speak today, as we're talking right now, I'm partnering with another faculty in my department at the Smith School of Business to take this to the next level. What is the next level of, and I can only talk about supply chain management, right? Because in the business school, even though I'm the first one to bring this technology in the business school to reimagine the way our students learn. Now that I presented it to other faculty and now other faculty know what can be done, there are other faculty working on how to bring this VR technology to other programs, right? So my department is the Department of Logistics, Business, and Public Policy, but we have accounting, finance, we have other departments, and they're now working on this. But in my department, I'm partnering with another faculty to the next generation of this, of the use of VR or experiential learning. We're going to deploy in the spring 2024 a new course. It's a new course that is intended only for supply chain majors, just supply chain majors. And students will learn, it's a 14-week course. Students will be learning during the first part of the course, they will be learning everything, distribution and warehousing environment, technologies and everything they have to learn about warehousing as a critical component of every supply chain. And then in the second part of the course, we are partnering with a company. We're partnering with different companies so that students can have a mini consulting project. So the next 8 weeks of the course, students will be working on site. It doesn't get any more experiential than this. First, you do your experiential learning with the use of technology, and then you go and work on site with different companies to help them optimize distribution and warehouse operations. So this course will have a capstone project, which is the deliverable, recommendations on how to improve the distribution operation, recommendations of process improvement, all sorts of recommendations. And we're going to help partners have students learn in a even more hands-on approach. And it's going to be a win-win for all the parties involved.
Humberto Coronado, amazing work. I love what you're doing. Wow. I'm sure your students are very appreciative. I know that the peers and leadership at the Robert H. Smith School of Business at the University of Maryland are also very appreciative. And most of all, I think the employers are appreciative as well. So again, win-win for everyone involved. I'm so impressed with what you're doing. I love your passion for education. I love your story. I really, really appreciate what you're bringing in as far as innovating education, and really appreciate you being a part of what we have going on with this podcast. Any closing remarks before we wrap things up?
Joel, my closing remarks are thank you so much for the invitation. I will continue to be an advocate for technology applications in education, right? Regardless of the field. I believe that's the future of learning, bringing in new technologies and applying them to the way we learn, right? It's easier today than ever. Technology is moving very fast at light speed, and our newer generations are already familiar with them. So I think you put two and two together, and it's anybody that is in education can see the benefits of innovating with these newer technologies that are already there to help better prepare our students for the future, to help train the next generation of leaders in a better way. So I'll continue to do that. Thank you so much for inviting me today. This was such a great experience for me. And if you need anything else, Joel, just reach out. I'll be happy to contribute in any way I can.
Well, thank you for being a part of our podcast. Again, last thing I'll say is I'd love to have you as professor. So never, all of us are lifelong learners. So I may just be over there at your school here taking a class from you at some point in the future. But again, really appreciate you. We'll definitely be in touch with you to see how things are going, how you move this along. Until we talk again, I appreciate you, and we'll talk soon. All right.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye.